Today's episode is episode number 8. It originally came out in January of 2020, but back then our audio quality was poor. We were using Microsoft PowerPoint for the questions. It just wasn't that good, and in 5 years, it got less than 1,000 views. So we're re-releasing it today. That's still episode number 8. It's a 21 question trivia quiz about wonderful weather. There'll be 20 questions up front. There's a question 21 tiebreaker at the end of the episode if you need to stick around for that. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see the original one, I'll have a link in the description below. You can see why we chose to redo it. All right, let's get started with question number 1. Also associated with fertility and life-giving powers, Tefnut had the head of a lioness and was the Egyptian goddess of what weather phenomenon? Tefnut was the Egyptian goddess of rain. Question number 2. Although the name sounds fierce, they are usually harmless. What do we call a small column of swirling dirt or soil raised into the air by a mild whirlwind? So the name sounds tough, but it's really not too dangerous. The word we're looking for is a dust devil. Question number 3. Living in Asgard and carrying a hammer that produces lightning bolts, what is the name for Norse mythology's god of thunder? The answer is Thor. Question number 4. What term is used for the season of heavy rain, the wind that brings the rain, or the heavy rain that falls during summer in hot Asian countries? So it's one word that can describe all 3 of those. The wind that brings the rain, the actual rain, or the season of heavy rain, the word we're looking for is monsoon. The monsoon season. Question number 5. What do we call the optical phenomenon created when raindrops in the sky cause the refraction, the reflection, and the dispersal of the sun's rays? This optical phenomenon is known as a rainbow. Question number 6. What do we call someone who practices the science that deals with the study of the atmosphere and its phenomena, including weather? So what's the name of the scientist who studies atmosphere and weather? This type of scientist we associate less with laboratories and more with television. That scientist is a meteorologist. Question number 7. What was the last name of the German-born physicist and scientific instrument maker who invented the mercury thermometer in 1714? We're looking for the last name of the German physicist who invented the mercury thermometer. You'll recognize it when you hear it. His name was Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is the answer. Question number 8. What is the scientific name of the northern lights that are visible under certain conditions in the northern hemisphere night sky? Most people refer to them as the northern lights, but what is their scientific name? The answer is the aurora borealis. Question number 9. To help scientists identify high and low pressure systems, what are the long curving lines on a weather map designating areas of equal pressure called? These separate high and low pressure systems right along the lines. Those are called isobars. Question number 10. In 1450, the Italian art architect Leon Battista Alberti invented the first mechanical anemometer. What does an anemometer measure? The answer is wind speed. Question number 11. This weather phenomenon can occur regularly in dry land regions throughout the world. What is the most common name for a haboob? Honestly, I wish I lived in an area where there were more of these type of storms, because I feel like I don't get to say haboob enough. A haboob is another word for a sandstorm or a dust storm. Question number 12. What name did Heinrich Seelkopf give in 1939 to the narrow bands around the world of strong winds between about 6 and 12 miles high? So these go all over the world between 6 and 12 miles high. What are they called? He gave them a German name, but that German name means jet streams. We're talking about the jet streams. Question number 13. In 1900, the deadliest hurricane in U.S. history killed at least 8,000 people. This hurricane was named after what coastal town that took the worst hit? So before they started giving hurricanes human names, like Katrina and Andrew, they just named it after where it hit. Where did this one hit, the worst one in U.S. history? The answer is Galveston, the Galveston hurricane. Question number 14. Making up approximately 78% of all the air around us, what is the most common gas in the Earth's atmosphere? So think of all the stuff in the air around us. Think of what we need. Think of what's present. Which one makes up about 78% of all the air around us? The answer is nitrogen. Question number 15. Massive, with a flat base and a top that resembles an anvil. What name is given to the dense, dark-colored cloud often associated with thunderstorms? You know the one we're talking about. When you see them, you go, oh yeah, it's gonna be rocky tonight. Those giant clouds that are shaped like an anvil at the top, those are called cumulonimbus clouds. Question number 16. Also called pluviometers, odometers, and hyedometers, what is measured with an ombrometer? I'm not sure why you need 4 different names for this type of meter, but there are. Pluviometers, odometers and hyerometers, and an ombrometer, they all measure rainfall. Question number 17, also the subject of a 2000 film starring Mark Wahlberg and George Clooney. What was the name of the doomed ship in the book The Perfect Storm? First came out in a book, then was made into a movie starring Mark Wahlberg and George Clooney. What was the name of the ship? From The Perfect Storm, that was called the Andrea Gale. Question number 18. The National Weather Service defines what kind of storm as having winds of at least 35 miles per hour for at least 3 hours with visibility of less than a quarter mile. The lack of visibility comes from the amount of snow. That storm is a blizzard. Question number 19. What is the term for the weather phenomenon that occurs when an object becomes charged and glows due to an electrical discharge? Back in the day, sailors would report of seeing it on their flag masts or their crow's nest. That was called St. Elmo's Fire. And question 20. Often leading to the outbreak of tornadoes, what name is given to a thunderstorm characterized by the presence of a mesocyclone? Now, I got this one right because I just watched the new Twisters movie. Well, it came out last year, so it's not new, but the sequel to Twister. I just watched that. Pretty good movie. And throughout the movie, they keep referring to supercells. Supercells are thunderstorms with the presence of a mesocyclone. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode of ROADTRIpVIA. If you like this type of trivia, you can subscribe to the channel. We post new trivia quizzes every week, but we also have over 1,400 trivia quizzes already on our channel. So you can go back, find a category that you want to play. We probably have it somewhere on the channel. And every week we're putting out new trivia. And occasionally we're redoing some of these old trivia quizzes like this one to give you a little bit better playing experience. And of course, whenever we go back and we redo a 20-question trivia quiz, we throw a question 21 tiebreaker on the end because that's what we do now because we had so many ties at the end of 20 questions. So let's get going with question 21. The Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale defines a hurricane as a tropical cyclone with a maximum sustained wind speed of how many miles per hour? To be classified as a hurricane, it has to reach 74 miles per hour. Now, you don't have to get that right on. Whichever player got closest to 74 miles per hour is going to win a point. So if the score was tied after 20 questions, whoever won the point just won the whole game. Congratulations. Thank you for watching. Remember to check the rest of the channel. We have a ton of categories on there, and we're posting new trivia quizzes every Thursday. So we'll see you again in a few days for, it's called A Pretty Good Trivia Quiz, and all of the answers will begin with the letter A. So make sure you stick around for that. We've done some alphabet trivia before, but I promise you none of these answers have been on any of those quizzes. So this is going to be a brand new alphabet trivia. We'll see you on Thursday.